There's a certain magic to a Sunday evening, isn't there? The weekend is drawing to a gentle close, the world outside feels a little quieter, and for many of us, it's a time to curl up with a warm cup of tea and settle in for a comforting slice of television. And what's more comforting than the familiar, soothing melody of the Antiques Roadshow theme tune? It's a national institution, a weekly pilgrimage into the attics and heirlooms of Britain, where every dusty box holds a potential story and every car boot find could be a forgotten masterpiece. This particular week, the show transported us to the stunning grounds of Shuttleworth House in Bedfordshire. The scene was set perfectly, sunlight dappling through ancient trees, a hopeful crowd clutching their treasures, and the promise of fascinating discoveries, and the show didn't disappoint. We were treated to a parade of wonderful artifacts, each with a soul of its own. We leaned in closer to our screens to admire a pair of gorgeous diamond earrings that twinkled with a history of glamorous evenings. We felt a pang of cosmic wonder at a lunar souvenir, a tangible link to humanity's greatest adventure. Experts like Frances Christie's eyes lit up as she uncovered a beautiful work by the 20th century Northern Irish artist Gladys McKebb, while Sarat Ahmet found pure joy in a quirky ceramic fish. It was everything we love about the Roadshow: history, beauty, and heartfelt stories. But then something extraordinary happened. It was a moment that had nothing to do with silver hallmarks or pottery glazes, yet it would become the most talked about part of the entire episode. The moment everything changed. The camera focused on expert Alastair Chandler, a man with a gentle demeanor and a keen eye for horology. He was deep in conversation with a guest about a handsome vintage clock. It was a classic Antiques Roadshow segment, the expert carefully examining the piece, the owner sharing a cherished family story, the slow build-up to the valuation. We were all captivated, listening intently to the clock's history, or at least we were trying to. Because just over the guest's shoulder in the background of the shot was a vision, a scene-stealing, show-stopping, utterly magnificent distraction. It was a woman, and she was wearing a hat. Now, calling it a hat feels like a wild understatement. This wasn't just a hat. It was an architectural marvel, a piece of sartorial artistry that seemed to have a personality all its own. It was a vast, sweeping creation that commanded attention, a glorious statement piece that you simply couldn't ignore. As the serious discussion about the clock continued in the foreground, this fabulous piece of headwear bobbed gently in and out of frame, like a character waiting for its cue. The cameramen tried their best, panning and zooming to keep the focus on the antique, but it was no use. The hat was magnetic. It was the star. A national treasure is born. In living rooms across the country, a collective chuckle began to ripple. Phones, previously discarded on the sofa, were suddenly in hand. The quiet reverence of Sunday night television was broken by bursts of laughter as social media came alive. The nation had found its new hero, the lady in the hat. The commentary on X, formerly Twitter, was a waterfall of pure British wit and affection. It was clear this woman, whoever she was, had captured the country's heart. One viewer perfectly summed up the delightful dilemma, posting, "I'm not sure who wants to be the star of the show, the clock or the lady in the hat, #Antiques Roadshow." The jokes came thick and fast, each one a testament to the shared joy of this unexpected moment. One user chimed in with a comment that perfectly encapsulated the glorious absurdity of it all. At BBC_a roadshow young lady sporting her everyday, popping down to Aldi headwear on tonight's show #Antiques Roadshow. You could almost hear the wry smile behind the tweet. Others were more direct, with one person simply stating, "Weird serious woman in large hat," but the prize for witty observation had to go to the viewer who remarked on the camera operator's struggle. "That shocking hat has featured several times. The poor cameraman can't get it out of shot." The creativity peaked when one person, seeing the sheer scale of the headwear, brilliantly quipped, "An umbrella hat, it was perfect." In that moment, an entire community was formed online, united in their amusement and admiration for this wonderfully eccentric background guest. Someone else just typed one word that said it all, Daft, and it was said with the deepest affection. Why we fell in love. In the end, while we learned about a whimsical wooden umbrella stand carved into a bear and felt a wave of nostalgia over a movie script for Reach for the Sky, The true treasure of the day wasn't made of wood, paper, or precious metal. It was that gloriously unscripted human moment. It was a beautiful reminder of